Qasim Soleimani, the head of Iran's elite Quds military force, was killed in Trump's order. Iranian member of parliament identifies 35 sites to attack in United States and Israel. Trump will target 52 Iranian sites with nuclear weapon, and many more will be covered in this video later. You all are watching your favorite channel ZJ, and in this video, we will discuss all the current and recent situation and circumstances between United States and Iran. We will also discuss about the role of Iranian commander Qasim Soleimani, the purpose of killing, and later we will share the secret which will happen next. But before that, some few points you should know, and these are: Qasim Soleimani was the head of Iran's elite Quds military force and one of the most powerful figures in the Islamic Republic of Iran, was killed in last Friday in an airstrike in Baghdad. The White House sent a formal notification to Congress about the airstrike. The president said Friday the action was taken to stop a war. He said Soleimani was plotting imminent and sinister attacks on American diplomats and military personnel, but we caught him in the act and terminated him. He also said that the U.S. would target 52 Iranian sites if Iran retaliates for the strike. The Defense Department blamed Soleimani for the deaths of hundreds of Americans, and said he was behind recent attacks on coalition bases in Iraq, including one on December 27 that killed an American defense contractor. The strike drew a vow of crushing revenge from Iran. The State Department told Americans in Iraq to leave the country immediately, and U.S. troops in the region are on high alert. Thousands of people marched Saturday in a funeral procession through the Iraqi capital. On Sunday, the Iraqi parliament approved a resolution directing the government to expel some 5,000 U.S. troops from the country. Lawmakers in U.S. are divided over the strike, with Republicans applauding Mr. Trump's action and Democrats warning about the possible repercussions. Who was Qasim Soleimani? Well, Qasim Soleimani was an Iranian major general in the IRGC, and later, he becomes commander of its Quds force. He began his military career at the start of the Iran-Iraq War during the 1980s. He was later involved in extraterritorial operations, providing military assistance to Hezbollah in Lebanon. In 2012, Soleimani helped bolster the Syrian government, a key Iranian ally, during the Syrian civil war, particularly in its operations against ISIL and its offshoots. Soleimani also was a commander of the combined Iraqi government and Shia militia forces that advanced against ISIL in 2014-2015. Soleimani was one of the first to support Kurdish forces resisting ISIL, providing them with arms. So as we know that Qasim Soleimani was from one of the key players of Iran, and after his assassination, we have some appreciation from Britain's Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab. He said that US President Donald Trump has taken a good decision to assassinate the top Iranian military commander Qasim Soleimani, but on the other hand, thousands gathered in Baghdad Saturday to mourn the death of those killed in a US airstrike that has sent tensions soaring throughout the Middle East. Mourners chanted "Death to America, Death to Israel" as they marched in a funeral procession for Iran's top general and Iraqi militant leaders who were killed in the strike early Friday near the capital's international airport. Among them was Iraq's Prime Minister, Adel Abdul Mahdi. Iranian member of parliament plans to attack the White House. Iranian member of parliament Abolfazl Abutorabi said that, "We can attack the White House itself, we can respond to them on the American soil. We have the power, and God willing we will respond in an appropriate time," according to Iranian news agency ILNA. "This is a declaration of war, which means if you hesitate you lose," he added. "When someone declares war, do you want to respond to the bullets with flowers? They will shoot you in the head." But the point here to notice is that Iran does not have any missiles capable of reaching Washington, D.C. According to IAEA, cruise missile named as Sumar have a maximum range from 2,000 to 3,000 km, but US have ICBM like Titan I, Titan II, Minuteman II, Minuteman III and many more, starting its range from 10,000 to 15,000 plus kilometers. Any single silly mistake would likely be the only realistic means of targeting the capital, Tehran. What do you people think about this statement? Is this possible for Iran to attack directly to White House? Comment below. Trump's statement about this assassination. While Donald Trump in response on Saturday wrote in a series of tweets that "we have targeted 52 Iranian sites representing the 52 American hostages taken by Iran many years ago, some at a very high level and important to Iran and the Iranian culture, and, if Iran strikes any Americans or American assets, Iran itself will be hit very fast and very hard." Trump reiterated his warning in a series of tweets early Sunday, saying the United States just spent $2 trillion on military equipment. He also added, "We are the biggest and by far the best in the world. If Iran attacks an American base, or any American, we will be sending some of that brand new beautiful equipment their way." And without hesitation, he tweeted, "They attacked us, and we hit back. If they attack again, which I would strongly advise them not to do, we will hit them harder than they have ever been hit before." Iran is talking very boldly about targeting certain U.S.A. assets as revenge for our ridding the world of their terrorist leader who had just killed an American, and badly wounded many others, not to mention all of the people he had killed over his lifetime, including recently. In response, thousands of mourners have turned out in Iran to receive home the remains of Qasim Sulemani. In Aviz, where Soleimani served during the Iran-Iraq War 1980–88, mourners chanted "Death to America." On Monday, they will be transported to Tehran and Qom, where a red flag was unfurled atop the Jamkaran Mosque on Saturday as a symbol of revenge. Soleimani was the architect of Iran's sphere of influence across the Middle East, and was considered to be the country's second most powerful man. His assassination marked a significant escalation between Iran and the U.S. Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Khamenei, who had a close personal relationship with Soleimani, has warned of severe revenge for the attack, and analysts say Iran may pursue cyber attacks against the U.S. or traditional attacks on U.S. targets or interests in the Middle East. U.S. President Donald Trump, who authorized the attack on Soleimani on Friday, an option refused by both Presidents George W. Bush and Barack Obama as too risky. Iran's Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif responded on Twitter, saying the killing of Soleimani was a breach of international law and that any targeting of cultural sites would constitute a war crime. Iran promises crushing and powerful retaliation. A spokesperson for Iran's armed forces, Brigadier General Abolfazl Shakashi, has pledged the country will set up a plan, patiently, to respond to this terrorist act in a crushing and powerful manner. "We are the ones who set the time and place of our reciprocal response," said the Iranian Armed Forces spokesperson. Also, Hezbollah leader Saeed Hassan Nasrallah, speaking at the start of a rally in the Hezbollah-controlled southern suburbs of Beirut to commemorate Soleimani, said it was a date separating two phases in the region. "It is the start of a new phase and new history, not just for Iran or Iraq but the whole region." What about nuclear deal of Iran? In reaction to the U.S. policy of maximum pressure and punishing sanctions since Donald Trump pulled out of the nuclear agreement in 2018, Iran has taken several actions in violation of the deal, involving the production of materials that could be used to create nuclear weapons. Iran has warned that it will further decrease its commitments if European parties fail to shield Tehran from U.S. penalties. In November, Iran gave Britain, France and Germany a third 60-day deadline to salvage the deal. On Saturday, French Foreign Minister Jean-Yves Le Drian spoke with his counterparts in Germany and China, before issuing a public statement calling on Iran to avoid any further measure of violation of the Vienna Agreement. What Iran will do now? Due to lacking of long-range ballistic missiles like ICBM, Iran will start proxy war on a peak. Iran influence in Middle East is very strong in countries like Iraq, Yemen, Syria and Lebanon to take revenge against US by doing any activity. While on the other hand, US influence in Saudi Arabia, UAE, Bahrain, Jordan and Israel. So in upcoming days, as per my prediction, Iraq and Syria will be battleground for both countries. Iraq also analyzed this situation. That's why Iraqi parliament is holding an emergency session, with lawmakers under public pressure to expel US forces from the country, who have been stationed there to aid in the threat against ISIS. Iraq Prime Minister Adel Abdul Mahdi's approval is needed for plans announced on Saturday to restrict the movement of coalition forces in Iraq, including the 5,200 U.S. troops stationed there, both in the air and on the ground. Recently, a U.S. defense official confirmed America would be sending a further 3,000 troops to the region. What do you people think that what will happen next? Will U.S. withdraw its troops from Iraq as per demand, or will increase more troops? Comment your thoughts. What impact is the killing having on Iraq? There can be different impact of this situation. One of the main impact will be oil crises. Iran holds around 10% of oil reserves around the world, and it can increase more if tension and sanction on Iran increases. Let me give you recent example. After assassination of Qasim Sulemani, crude oil surged 4.4% to $69.16. We cannot say what will happen next. Guys, what do you think about these oil crises? Comment below and I will answer on every question as much I can. Another reason is a huge sympathy of Shia Muslim population towards Iran, and this may seek revenge for the death of Soleimani. In upcoming days, we will discuss the strategies of United States and Iran. I hope you will like our video. Connect yourself by subscribing our YouTube channel ZJ, hit the bell icon below to get our latest videos. Have a nice day.